savings. To me, I looked at that and said, that's a major issue and there's got to be something to solve it. And that's when we started going on the journey to help solve that. And thankfully, I was able to find the crypto, realize what the power of the blockchain is, and bring that forward. We're not going to get into the blockchain. We'll do that on another call of why it has as much power it is. So essentially what we did is we dove in. The end of last year, there was a new chain that was launched, which was the Binance Smart Chain. That's what our projects are built on. It solved a lot of the problems of the Ethereum chain, which is high gas fees, slow transactions, clogging of the network, those type of things. And a matter of fact, the BSC chain was beautiful. 13, 14, 10-second transactions, 14 cents a transaction instead of 10 or 20 or 30 or $40 a transaction. But with that ease and simplicity comes a lot more projects launching, and it gets a little bit harder to figure out which projects do you want to be in, which projects are the right ones to participate. So we sat down and looked at the industry and said, look, there's 3 things that a project needs to have. And I did this for myself, right? I need to be able to it needs to be able to have utility, needs to be able to create value. Maybe a lot of you guys have heard of Dogecoin. People are like, what's the utility? Why does it exist? What is it all about, right? It's just a big community of people that believe in something. And again, we appreciate they're paving the way for us to get here, but our tokens need to have a job. They have to be able to create value for you as a consumer or for someone as a consumer, so the project can generate its own revenue from providing value to someone else. So that's the first thing it needs to have. And of course, it needs to be built on a solid chain. That's why we use the Binance Smart Chain. It is the #3 chain in the world. There's Bitcoin's chain, which you can't build on it. There's Ethereum, which has the high gas fees and slow transactions. And then there's the Binance Smart Chain, which is the 3rd largest chain out there that we can do transactions on and build incredible projects that create this value in the marketplace. The second thing that it needed, and this is one of the things that's really missing in a lot of projects, is we needed to know who was behind the project. It needed to have the right team. And all of us have been involved in, whether it's business or self, in the network marketing industry, somewhere where you had a great product, but didn't have a team that could do anything and it didn't go anywhere. And then you had a mediocre product with a great team and it could blow up, right, and turn into something fairly amazing. I've spent the last 6 years working with entrepreneurs, and I've come to realize that one of the most important things, the product is second in any situation, product or service. It is second to the leadership that is behind the project. The people that are going to wake up every day and go implement the sales strategies, the marketing strategies, right? What direction to go in, how things should be built, customer service, all of that stuff. So that was the second thing that it needed. So we've got the utility and we've got the team. The third thing is what we're here to talk about tonight, which is the community that gets behind the project, that gets to share in the wealth that's going to be created by these projects. So imagine if you had the chance to get in Doge early. It went from maybe a few $1,000 market cap to literally tens of billions of dollars. I want you guys to think about the returns. I was actually just talking about a project in the NFT space. In 2018, you could have minted something called a CryptoPunk for 11 cents. A gentleman just sold one yesterday for $2 million to buy a home. In 2018, 11 cents to, I would consider, if you're selling it for $2 million, you're probably buying at least a mini mansion, right? From that side of it. That's the opportunity that's available, guys, for all of us to participate in. You don't need to know anybody. You don't need it. All you have to do is engage in the cryptocurrency marketplace, right? The blockchain, because again, NFTs are on the blockchain. So it's part of the blockchain ecosystem, and you can build wealth. So how does this get us here? Well, we engaged with the Binance Smart Chain for many months, and I consider myself to be pretty smart. I'm pretty good at evaluating businesses, look at it. I did my best to find good projects. And guess what? Still ended up in things that were called rug pulls. Rug pulls are simply where it's a fraudulent product. They launch it, people put a bunch into it, they pull all the liquidity, and they run off for the hills. And then we got caught in some honeypots. Honeypots are very similar, except that they basically get money from you in a different way. And then I was watching a YouTube video on a gentleman who had made $10 million in 6 months in the crypto space. I'm going to learn from this guy, right? He was an analyst on Wall Street. And so he had done very well. And he was talking about how he did it. And I'm taking notes. And he gets to a part and he goes, oh, by the way, I had gotten in over 100 rug pulls in that 6 months. Somebody who's an excellent, I'm like, well, how the heck can somebody like myself or somebody like you, how can we avoid them? And that was the birth of the Nexus ecosystem. It was the birth of TruBadger. We said, you know what? The only way to be able to do that is to know the team, to be able to vet them, get on calls with them, find out what their backgrounds are. Are they capable of running a business? Do they have technology that really works? And so the basis of the Nexus ecosystem is we as a team are going to do that for all the projects that come through the Nexus ecosystem. We're going to get on the phone and talk to the teams. We're going to look at their backgrounds and make sure they know how to run a business. We're going to have our tech guys look at the technology and see, is it possible? Is it doable? And in a lot of situations, we're helping build the technology for them with our tech people in mind and doing it. And then the third most important part is we're going to bring a community of people that will get behind the project, support it, and help it get to a point. So here's the thing. I can have a great idea and I can have a team, but if I don't have the resources to get to the finish line, we still will probably not make it to the finish line. And that's where we come in as a community. We provide the resources by getting involved in the projects and then giving those people the chance to achieve success and then build $100 million, $1 billion, multi-billion dollar market caps to these DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations. It means what? If you are a token holder, you're an owner in all the value that that project creates, all the assets, all of that stuff, right, belongs to the community members because it's a decentralized autonomous organization. So we get to the point where we go, well, but so now we're going to vet these projects, but we need to be able to have projects in place to help them when they are ready to launch. So we started noticing some problems. We started noticing rug pulls. We started noticing bot manipulation upon launch. I don't know how many people here have been in the crypto space, but maybe some of you know of a project called Refinable. It's a legitimate project. They're doing NFTs. As a matter of fact, one of the bigger YouTubers is involved with it, Mr. Beast. He's probably made $1 billion as a YouTuber, right? They credit him with that. He has a burgers joints and all kinds of stuff going on, right? He was involved with it. And when they went to go on the marketplace, they actually put all the tokens out for offer through swapping for 3 cents a token. A bot came in and within minutes manipulated the price and drove it up to $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, doing things like front running and putting themselves in front and getting a lot of the tokens. That bot actually took over $11 million off the table of money out of the pockets of people that believed in Refinable, right? They were the fans. They were the people that said, we believe in this product. Oh, Mr. Beast is involved. This is going to happen. This is going to be a fantastic product. That token today is, I believe, under 20 cents. Now I want to ask you a question. If you believed in a project and you bought tokens on the first day of the launch for $6 and today they're worth 20 cents, what's your thought process on that project? You've lost a lot of confidence in it and a lot of faith. We needed to fix that. So when we went to go launch TruBadger, guess what? It happened to us. However, we were able to stop it from manipulating our early audience. So we went to launch on June 4th. We had 1,000 people ready to already purchase the token because they knew us. We had a relationship with them and they understood what we were going to do with TruBadger and the Nexus ecosystem. And we went to go launch and I said, wait 1 minute. I said, Corey, can you do one transaction? My brother did a transaction. All of a sudden the bots came in and began to manipulate and they literally drove our market cap without our 1,000 people putting a single penny in to over $30 million in less than 5 minutes. Now I want you to think about this. What if the $1 million+ that our community had would have been going in at the same time as the bot was manipulating price? It might have went to 40 million, 50 million, 60 million, 70, 80, 90 million. And our people would have been buying the tokens at 40, 50, 60, 70 million dollar market caps. Eventually it would have come down to where it ended up that day at about a $12 million market cap. How happy do you think my 1,000 fans would have been? They wouldn't have been. They would have been harmed. They would have been hurt. We pulled the plug on that, kept anybody from getting hurt. No one got hurt from it. And we went to work to build Catapult Swap, which is one of our projects that we built. Catapult Swap. So TruBadger's job is to build the community, support the community, and do some financing and funding for these other projects that we're talking about. Okay. Corey's going to pull up the Nexus ecosystem. You guys can come here, check out the page and go through the projects. So Catapult Swap was our solution to that. We've launched 3 projects, guys, with 0 bot manipulation. So this is a proven model for launching tokens and having it where the people that end up getting in the early stages are people that believe in the project and they want to continue to support the project. And our results, and we won't show those here today. We'll show them on the next call with more detail, but we can show you where every single person that got in on the first day of these projects are still in profit, and we're able to make 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 times their money in there and still retain those profits because we kept the bots from being able to manipulate the actual launch of the cryptocurrency. Now, another problem that exists in the space is it can be extremely difficult to trade these tokens because they have swap in, swap out taxes. There's all kinds of reasons, reflection and staking. When do I know I'm profitable? How do I do that? And also, it's hard to know what's going on with the project. It's, let's say today the market, the token is red and tomorrow's it's green. Do I buy when it's red? Do I buy when it's green? What do I do? How do I get the information to make a sound decision on whether I should get into a token or not? That is NSI. It's Insights is the name of the project, and it's a trading software that is decentralized. And what I mean by that is there's no central person that you're putting your crypto to that's going to hold on to it, and they're going to trade it back and forth. This is completely traded on the chain, on the Binance Smart Chain, but it does more than that. Before you make a trade, it is going to give you the information. And Corey, maybe let's visit the site real quick. It's going to give you information that's going to allow you to know whether or not you should or should not get involved. So let's say there's a sell-off in the project. You can come to Insights, open up what we call the whale tracker, and you can see if the biggest holders in the project are selling off, or are they holding, and are they buying? And in another presentation, when we go over, we'll show you a sell-off that took place with TruBadger at one point, and we did an analysis on it with this piece of software. This is the actual event that took place with the whale tracker. And if you had NSI at the time, we were just in the process of building it, you would have been able to see that. And Corey, can you pull that up, the whale tracker? You would have seen that only 1% of the major holders, and that is, by the way, guys, a whale in cryptocurrency, it's not the one that swims in the ocean. It's somebody who has a lot of crypto, right? They're the biggest holders in it. Normally, and most likely, either very early investors who know the founders, or they're the founders of the company, the devs that worked on the project. They're people that are directly connected to the project, the majority of them. And so that's important because they'll have information that maybe we wouldn't have, right? Well, now we can have that information with NSI. What happened in our sell-off is you could see that only 1% of the whales were selling. 84% of the whales were holding, and 15% of the whales were buying. I happen to be, this is our project, I happen to be one of those whales that was buying. I knew that a couple days later, we were talking to an organization called PTR, and that our market cap was going to go through the roof. And it did. It went from where it was at the time, around 10 million, to a high of $40 million. And right now sits at over about a $30 million market cap. I made a killing off of having information that other people didn't have, that now you would be able to have that same information, even though you're not a founder or directly connected to that project, because you can see what the whales are doing. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff here, guys. It has all kinds of data and information that it's going to give you to do it. And then in January, it will begin to where you can trade on chain. So I don't know about everybody else here that's into crypto, and maybe Thomas has had this experience. I believe he shook his head when we talked about this, when we showed him what we were doing. Is it always seems like when I get into a token, I wait for it to run, and then I go, oh, I'm going to go to bed, and I go to sleep, and I wake up in the morning finding out that it ran when I was sleeping up, 200%, and then it ran all the way back down 240%. And so now not only did I miss the run, but I also lost money on the token, right? I don't know why it happens. And it's not just me. Every time we talk about this, somebody goes, yeah, that happens to me as well. Well, with this, you'll be able to set your sell order before you go to bed, wake up in the morning, and if it went that high, NSI will execute it on chain and then put it back to BNB, and then you're out of that token, and then you can move into a next token. One of the other things is guys, holders are fantastic for the project. That's what we're building a community of, but also trade volume gives the resources for a project to be able to soar and be able to run the day-to-day operations and continue to execute on its technology and on its marketing and, other efforts that it's doing. So that's insights. The next project is probably my favorite project, and that's Safufied. I got to tell you guys, it is heartbreaking when you find that somebody has built up $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 in crypto. Maybe they only put a few $100s in, but they get tricked by somebody online to give up their seed words, or they get somebody that sends them a link and they say, click on this link, we're going to sync your wallet, and they actually click on it and they instantly empty out their wallet. Or they do the honeypot where they go click on a link because they say, oh, you get these free tokens. Oh, but you've got to go claim them. And then they go claim them. When they claim them, they give them permission to empty out their wallet. The blockchain is extremely safe if you follow the procedures. The problem is that the con people out there they know how to manipulate things and trick people into doing it. And I know a lot of people that have been tricked, and also they may leave your wallet unlocked. There's a lot of stuff. So we said, we've got to stop that. We built what's called Safufied. Safu, just so you know, is one of the biggest people in crypto, the person who actually started Binance. He put out a tweet and he misspelled safe, and he put, instead of S-A-F-E, he put S-A-F-U, and it took off, and now it's like a word that just belongs in crypto. It's the only place it means anything. Safu means your tokens are safe, right? They're locked up. Well, what Safufied is it is a safe that sits on the Binance Smart Chain. You guys know I said that about the trading. I'm saying it here. The reason why these chains are safe is they're protected by cryptology, and they're protected by a decentralized network of computers, meaning you can't hack one computer and affect the chain. In order to affect the chain, you would have to hack thousands of computers, and you would have to hack almost the entire network, which is protected by cryptology in the first place, which is why essentially blockchains are unhackable, right? These major blockchains, completely unhackable. And so that's why the safe that you develop sits on chain, and it makes it impossible nearly for anybody to hack your wallet, because they would have to hack multiple devices in order to get access to your cryptocurrency. So that's one part of it. And now we have millions of dollars in crypto that we're protecting already with Safufied. But doesn't stop there. This project is going to work on trustless escrow accounts. It's also going to work on multi-person purchases, where you don't need to know the other people you're purchasing with, but you can do it safely and securely. As well as, you guys know, I've talked about it, DAOs. I am a fan of DAOs. I love them, right? I believe it's the business model of the future. I believe most businesses eventually will start as DAOs, maybe 5-10 years from now as this develops. Safufied will allow for projects to easily form themselves as DAOs implement a strategy, and then protect the contract from manipulation from the founders for the token holders, as well as protect the assets of the project for token holders. So one of the things you don't want is to have a project that you get involved with to build a massive amount of assets and have it to where somebody can lose those assets or take those assets and disappear. Multi-sig wallets, just like, and probably more people know, like with a company that starts and they might have 2 signatures on a check that's over a certain amount, right? So one person can't sign, it takes 2 people to sign. That's basically a multi-sig wallet. Multiple people need to sign off on a transaction in order for that transaction to take place. It is the best way. All of the largest projects out there are already using this to protect the assets of the token holders and continue to move things forward. So that's SAFU-FIDE. One more project we're going to talk about, and then we'll talk about how this all ties together. And that is CNP. CNP is our entry into the NFT market. NFT stands for non-fungible token. It's essentially a digital collectible or a vessel that holds a digital assets in the monetary side of things. CNP will work on both collectible entertainment NFTs as well as financial NFTs in that space. And what it will do is it will provide NFTs to all the projects that we launch. So how does this all tie together? Catapult will help us launch projects without bot manipulation. SAFU-FIDE will help protect the assets. Insights will allow us to have the traders to provide resources to the projects. And then CNP will launch the NFTs that will help them market better, bring in more people, and help grow the network and help reward the people that are part of the community. And of course, TruBadger's job is to build the community that supports all the projects that we're bringing out. So now that we've lined up all these projects, and by the way, guys, SAFU-FIDE is launched. NSI is launched as a project. Catapult is working. CNP will launch this next month. These are not projects, and I've been in the crypto space. I've been waiting for one project for over, well, I'd say just over a year right now. So gonna launch, gonna launch, gonna launch, gonna launch, gonna launch. We're not gonna launch kind of people, right? We are launched. Let's get it up. Let's get it running. Let's get the technology built and let's start going. And then we can improve as we go and keep moving it forward. So here's the goal. And we've already signed our first project that we're going to be bringing out. We'll be announcing it in the next couple of weeks of what it does. And it'll launch sometime in January. The goal of this was to then be able to take the community that we build, find the projects that have utility, find the ones that have team, bring our community to the table, and build 30 to 40 projects a year that you can count on, that none of them are going to be scams, that they at least have the ability and the chance to be successful. I'm not going to say that all of them will be, gazillion-dollar successes. That will depend on the business model, a lot of factors that are behind it. But what we can absolutely say is that it's not going to be a rug pull. It's not going to be a honeypot. It's not going to be somebody that you never had a chance to make any money on. And so our community will have the ability to get in these projects earlier and be a part of the growth of it. And one of the things is that I see it as this: at some point in time, and it's already beginning to happen, we have one company we're talking to right now. It is already a $50 million company, and they're asked us to help them do their NFTs. So what we've predicted is already coming true. Existing big companies that say we want to get into the crypto space, we want to get into the NFT space, coming to us and saying, listen, we see your community. You've got the best community in all of crypto, right? They're amazing. They're helping build these projects. They're getting behind projects that they believe in. Will you help us launch our projects? Now imagine being where the best people are coming to a community that you're a part of, that you benefit financially on, and they're saying, please help us launch our projects. That's what we're building, and that's what we're headed to already. We have a green energy project we're working on. Guys, there's all kinds of stuff that we're going to be launching. So the first quarter of this next year, we'll launch probably about 4 or 5. By the second quarter, we should be launching about 3 projects a month. and then move forward from there. So that's essentially what we're doing. Of course, there's a lot of details, guys. We could show you charts. We can show you the proof is in the pudding, I guess is what they say, right? But we wanted to do an overview because we know some people on here will have a very low level. Maybe you've never bought cryptocurrency before. And now I want to go back to the very beginning. I told you guys, I remembered how difficult it was to get into the crypto space. It is vividly in my mind. And so we said, there's a couple ways we could run this thing. We could go hire big YouTube influencers that have big networks of 100 to 300,000 crypto followers, and we could spend 10, 20, 30, $40,000 and hire them and have them do a promotion, pump our token up, have it come back down. We could hire other types of promotions and marketing, and we can run banner ads on crypto sites. Instead, we said, you know what is the most important feature of this? Oh, that's right, community. Oh, wait a minute. It was difficult for me to get in the space. Why not spend our treasure, our revenue, to help other people get into the space easily? And that's exactly what we built with our onboarding system. I'm really proud of what we've done so far, guys. This is what I'm the most proud of, because we have helped people of all different backgrounds, all different skill levels. And today they're in these projects and they've made 3, 4, 5, 10 times their money. They have hope now that they're going to be able to, be in a great financial position. And we did it by building an onboarding system that's a little different than anyone else's out there. So you can go on right now and go to any project, and they're going to have videos just like we do that say, here's how you get a MetaMask wallet. And they're going to have a video on how to add the Binance Smart Chain. And they're going to have all this stuff. But I found that it wasn't really the lack of knowledge that kept me from getting into crypto, because I went and watched the videos. It was, what if I make a mistake? What if I misunderstand? I've heard the story of somebody sending 10,000 in crypto and they lost it, right? And they don't know where it is. And so the fear of that was really what was making me doubt myself. And so we said, you know what? What helps you get over fear? Went back to being a kid. First time on a roller coaster. I ain't getting on that roller coaster. Big sis says, come on, I'll go with you. You get on the roller coaster. I love them today. They're fun to go on. I've done it with my kids where they were afraid. So people being with you and helping you in person, just like this, is really what helps you get past fear. Well, guess what? Anytime people get stuck going through the video or the written material and they don't understand it or they get afraid, all they have to do is hit that yellow button, I'm stuck and I need help. Chat's going to pop up. This will link you to a Zoom room, and there will be somebody you will see on camera that knows every aspect of this, and they are going to do everything possible to get you to through the step you're stuck on. And guys, I don't care if it takes them 2 hours. They will invest and put that 2 hours into helping you. And I know that because I know they've done it for people, right? They've spent the time that it takes. And guess what? The cost is absolutely nothing. We do this as a service to the community. We believe in the blockchain. We believe in crypto because it's a representation of the value the blockchain does. We believe in the power of people. And we believe if we can create value in somebody's life, then that's where the value that we receive back. And so our money, our treasure, is going towards onboarding people properly in the space, letting them know, never share your seed words, letting them know the safety. So throughout this entire process, they're going to tell you, never leave your wallet unlocked. They're going to tell you, don't share your seed words. They're going to give you the information to keep you safe and keep you from getting yourself in trouble. And I know that if Thomas had this, he would have made a lot more money, right? Because of the situations that happen throughout the space. And he's not the only one. There's a lot more people out there that have had this. I would have started in crypto probably 3 months earlier than when I actually really engaged with it, more than likely making hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in additional money myself, if I would have had a system to onboard me into the crypto space. So that's what we're doing, guys. There's no commissions here. There's none of that. It's a rising tide raises all ships. Our goal is to take a $30 million market cap by getting enough people and build a big enough community to where we build a 40 million, a 50 million, a 100 million, a 500 million, a $1 billion market cap. You being able to get in at the $30 million mark, now your money's worth 30 times what it was that you put in the beginning. You're getting reflection or staking, depending on what it is. And together we build something that's successful. And remember, these projects have what? The ability to generate revenue. That revenue is owned by the token holders, which means there's actually something there to continue to raise that value, not just the hype and the excitement, but real things where these companies can produce hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, you know, tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in profits, which then would give it a value in the billions of dollars. So you can then rest and relax easily. Our goal is in the next few years is to make it to where eventually these projects could distribute those profits out to token holders. So you never even have to sell your crypto in order to build residual lifetime income, which is what we're all about. So Corey, I'm going to turn it over to you, buddy. Maybe you want to fill in some stuff that I might have missed, and then we'll open it up for some questions.
Yeah, man, absolutely fantastic, Peter. Thank you for that. Very well done. Guys, my name's Corey. I'm not going to speak very long, but I've been with Peter hand in hand for the last 6 years. I've met a lot of people in the space, and when he speaks, I listen because he is the best problem solver, the most genuine, generous, and transparent leader that I have ever had the pleasure to work with. And if you want long-term wealth, success, abundance for you and your family and your kids and your grandkids, this is the exact place to be. And I look at it as I got into Bitcoin, into crypto back in 2013 when it was $97 a Bitcoin. And at that time, had I had a team like this, had I had a combination of utility, team, and community, I'd be a lot better off than I am now. But with that being said, this Nexus ecosystem provides exactly that. It provides the opportunity to have your own Bitcoin experience over and over and over again. And by becoming a TruBadger holder and an NSI holder, a Sapphire holder, TruBadger is like the wheelhouse. It's the mothership of all these tokens. And starting in TruBadger means you're going to benefit financially from our other tokens launched through airdrops and revenue share coming back over time. But ultimately, as you heard Peter say, launching projects the type that we're launching, non-ecosystem Nexus ecosystem in January, you have the opportunity as TruBadger holders to be in something so very primitive, so very early, to where you'll be first in line. You'll be the one this time that has the upper hand. You'll be the one that has this red carpet experience in all of these projects launching, because you'll have the opportunity finally to be in a position where you can take advantage of being a proud holder of TruBadger. And that means getting in on the very beginning of token XYZ in January, the 2 in February, 3 in February, 4 in March. And as we go along, guys, as we build this community with some of the amazing people that you look around and see on the Zoom panel today, I've met some of the most incredible people on earth in a very short period of time, but it's heart that speaks volumes and actions that speak louder than words. And we've got the recipe for success here. And if I could put you guys in a position, 2-3 months, even 2-3 years down the road from here, and have you say something to yourself now, it would be take opportunity, take a chance now, because this is the greatest wealth opportunity of our lifetimes and the greatest wealth opportunity of our kids and our grandkids. This is absolute generational wealth here, guys. The space of blockchain is here. Internet 3.0 is here. Cryptocurrency is here. And you have right here in this space every single puzzle piece it takes to make a highly, highly, highly massive, successful journey with us here at the Nexus ecosystem. So thank you guys all for being here. I didn't want to go too long-winded, but it is exciting to see you guys here. And back to you, Peter.
All right. Well, if we want to open it up for some questions, Rusty, would you like to say anything, bud?
Yes, sir. I wasn't going to tell anybody about this. I have a very strong banking background. I was a senior vice president of a major bank, top 5 from the Federal Reserve. I got into network marketing. I left it because they were killing my time with my family, my 2 little girls and my wife of 43 years now. And I've been with one company and built it into multi-billions. I got a great team. It's not me. It's just I got a superior team. But when I took a look at this, and only because of my son-in-law done very well playing the crypto, he showed me what he made this year, and I thought, wow. And then Jody and I have been friends for like 20 years. We got to talking about some other things. He told me about it. I got to meet Peter and Corey, and you kind of know when your spirits line up. And I was looking for something to invest in, and because the stock market's not doing anything for us. And when I met these guys, they told me I could come in and say, what I wanted to do is, if you're focused on your history, you'll never build a future. And I would have wanted to put people in a position to win. And with it being able to invest small amounts of money and see it compound like what we've made with you just in the last couple months is unparalleled to anything I've ever seen in my banking days and anything I've done in direct sales. Now, I'm still a network marketer. I do very well. But putting people in a position to win. I want to ask everybody, put a 1 in the chat if you want to be the first person in your family to make $1 million. I'm so confident. I'm so confident it's going to happen. Now, I've done that many, many times, and so has my team in what we do in direct sales. But the average mommy can come in and invest $100 here. And if she'll leave it there and believe in her future, you can be the first. Now, my father was a Baptist minister my whole life. I was born on a farm in Virginia. I know ministers don't make very much money. They live on a poverty scale, and you're faced with 3 problems: problem, sickness, and death. That's all you're faced with. And you do it at meager fare. I understand that. And I wanted to be the first one to change the dynamics in my family and set my children up for sheer wealth. Now, my children are involved in this program and they're doing very well. And now they're excited, but see, they see their own wallets and they say, wow, this daddy didn't do this for us. I got in business with Peter and Corey and look what we've done. You put you in a position to win. So due to what I do for my real living, I wasn't going to tell anybody. And then I started feeling guilty about it because of my children. They said, are you going to tell Melody? I said, yeah, I'm going to go call Melody. We're going to do it right now. I said, we call Melody. Are you going to tell this one? Are you going to tell your best friend, Mikey? Yes, I wasn't gonna, because I wanted to see my money work. And then it did. Crazy. And so I wanted to share the good news with everybody else, because I want to put people in a position to win, because this is what I know from my banking background. I'm seeing the largest lateral shift of wealth coming to the people that really deserve it. So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of living in this modern day slavery, and you're struggling along, there's one thing you have to do. You have to invest in yourself. And for what these guys have done, and they got an onboarding system can help a dyslexic guy like me, that I can go in and they can talk me through it, and you can take a nominal amount of money and it turned into some wealth. And I'm gonna tell this quick story and I'll be done, Peter. I'm the 4th generation firstborn. My grandfather fought under General George Patton in the Second World War. And at 5 years old, he was showing me all these medals. He kept talking about leadership, shining your shoes, shining your brass. You look the part, you go in it, but your action is what takes care of business. And then we got to the last 3 medals, and he got really clammed up on me. I said, how'd you get them? They're going to be mine one day. And he said, I had to kill people. He said, freedom is not free. He said, I had to go put it all on the line. I said, well, how did you do that a while ago? We was talking about leadership and unconditional love. He said, for the love of your grandmother, the love of your father, I knew one day you were coming. For the love of my wife and my daughters, my grandson is on the way. He's coming this year. And so I'm going to put it all on the line for everybody I know, because every one of you are important. Every one of you, and I'm a best-selling author of a book I wrote about our story. I gave all that money to the sex trafficking of humans, see, but my grandson is coming. And I know that to be a fact. So I'm going to put things in place to create generational wealth, not just for what I've done, but to pass that on in generations to come. So I want to ask you one question. And if I didn't wholeheartedly believe in this, I don't do things short-term on nothing. I love the long-term relationships. If you want to build generational wealth, I'm staking it all right here on Peter and Corey in TruBadger. don't scratch your head, don't wait. I've already seen the fruits of the labor. But there's one thing I've been listening to you and Corey, and I think it's my law and banking background. I've been waiting on for you to tell me an inconsistency, and I talk to these guys almost every day. I've been listening for the inconsistency. Your story's always the same, and everything you've said, you backed it up with actions, and your word to me is golden. And that's all I gotta say, Peter.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions, guys? Sarah, would you like to speak?
You know, I will just say this. I am so excited about this project, and I feel so good about this community more than anything else. And, you know, Rusty and I have been friends a long time, and I trust that man so explicitly. And Melody, I'm so excited to see you here. It has been years. And one of the things that I just want to say to all of you is, you know, we've all been around the horn a little bit. We've all had some wins, we've had some losses. And I would not have shared this with Thomas if I didn't know that this is totally a win for everybody. And most of you know that I come from the personal development arena, and that is my heart. And we are growing. And if we haven't grown from our mistakes and from the things that we have learned in the past, then shame on us. However, now we have something in our hands that is so exciting, and so just like, I am so turned on with this. I can't even believe it. And I just want to share it with the world, because we know that we're going to make a difference in a lot of people's lives. And this is something that you all can learn, you all can be responsible for. And none of us have to. What I love about it, Peter, is I love the onboarding that you have put together. That to me is like the greatest blessing ever. None of us have to go out and help other people on board. We don't have to help them with their banking or be responsible for any of that stuff. And I just love that about this community. So I just want to say to all of you, Merry Christmas, because this is the greatest gift ever that you could pull together, whether it's $10, whether it's $100, whether it's $1,000. You know, I highly, highly recommend that you give yourself a gift and give your family the gift of this future success that we all are just becoming right now as this community. I know almost everybody on here, which is awesome. I'm excited to see you. And, you know, we have a lot of people to share this with. So thank you so much for all you're doing, Peter and Corey. And thank you, Rusty, for introducing it to me. And we are so blessed. And thank you so, so much.
Well, thank you for your belief in us and giving us the opportunity to share this with the closest people in your life, the people that are putting their trust in you to listen to us. Corey, quickly, and then I'm going to turn it back over to Thomas. Can you show anybody that says, hey, I want to get on board it? Can you show them where to go and exactly what button to click on and what they need to get through the onboarding system? And then Thomas, you can take it over from there, buddy. Okay.
Great.
Sure can. There's two ways. I'm going to show you the quickest way. Is the chat enabled, by the way?
No, I do not have
Okay.
chat on.
No worries. No worries. I'm going to show you guys here. Here we go. The easiest way, guys, is to go straight to help.trubadger.io. That's help, H-E-L-P dot TruBadger, T-R-U-B as in boy, A-D-G-E-R, TruBadger.io. And you're just going to go through the process and just select what you need to select. If you're on a phone, if you're on a computer, just answer those 3 questions there and then hit next and you'll be right in there. What we find is some people are visual learners, some people are auditory, and in between, and just make your way through there. And like Peter said, we've got over 15 of the best, most knowledgeable people on the planet and they formed many relationships with many people through this process. And I
You
think you're
guys, when
going
it
to be,
asked you if you had a wallet, because when I first got into crypto, it said, "Do you have a wallet?" I said, "Of course I have a wallet. It's in my pocket, right?" This is a crypto wallet. It's online. It's a little bit of a different wallet. So more than likely, if you don't know,
Yeah.
you don't have that kind of wallet that we're talking about here.
yes, very important, very important. I've also constructed an email together, guys. If you're, if this is something that you're wanting to share with others, and you don't have to come up with, where do I start? This is kind of overwhelming, and but we can pass that email on to you guys. We've got an informational kit that explains what we do and everything in one. So very easy to share if that's you. If not, if you're just getting in and getting going, I will say the market has taken a dump in the last couple of days, a few days. And so it's, I always look at the dumps as a great time to do my holiday shopping. So it is a great time, and a combination of things in this perfect storm going into 2022. So we are expecting, great things in the, not only in the crypto space and blockchain, but, greater things in the Nexus ecosystem. So, yeah, there you go. If anybody has questions on that, let me know.
Help.TruBadger.io.
That's correct.
Help.TruBadger.io. We'll get that out in other ways to get with the person that got you on here. I do want to hear from one more guy that's just absolutely, well, me and Sarah's been tearing this guy's phone up, boy. I forgot last night that he's on the Eastern time zone and I'm on Mountain, so I called him at midnight, I think. So, but that's Mr. Jody Nemetz. Could you jump on here and say hello and share some love with us all?
Well, I can, and I appreciate that. But you and Sarah and Rusty and of course Peter and Corey have basically said it all. And my whole thing is I love people, and I love people of like-mindedness, and I love finding ways to help people better themselves from where they are today. And I know that when I spent 5 days with Peter and Corey, I found out one thing, and that is they have an integrity, not only them, but their whole organization of a samurai warrior. And you can, everything they say and everything they do, you can assure that it is the truth, and it is nothing more than what better ways to help you and also this community. And together we can build this to a unbelievable wealth mechanism, no matter where you are in life. If you just follow some simple strategies in this 2022 year, you don't have to have a whole lot of money, but you have to be a little bit in the game, and that's not a whole lot. And if you do it consistently and you walk through in the end of this year of 2022, I think we'll all get together on a Zoom call and be able to share our stories, and it's going to be a great one. And basically, I appreciate everything that everyone said, and I appreciate everyone that's here. And I hope that you would get back with whoever invited you, and we'll do follow-on Zooms. I am available for whatever phone call anytime. I do every once in a while go to sleep, so that's fine. But anyway, everybody have a great night, and we'll talk to you in the next Zoom call or phone call, either one. Thank you, Thomas.
You bet. You bet. Peter, I would like to just ask a couple of basic questions, and they've sort of been covered and whatnot, but I want to emphasize it's Christmas time. There's people that are maybe on here going, yeah, my dollar's pretty stretched right this second. Could somebody come on and get themselves part of the community and just buy just a little bit of TruBadger and maybe a little bit of the other two? Kind of lay that out for everybody real quick one more time for me. From small to big, what would that look like?
Yeah, I mean, we're early in this process, guys. And the biggest thing is don't miss out. If you can't put it in until January, there is a minimum amount of TruBadger you need to hold to participate in the projects that we're doing, but we'll give you plenty of notice of what that is and what it is for you to get involved with it. I don't like using the fear of missing out as a motivator to get people to do anything. should really look at what do you have to gain from it and how it's going to improve your life. That's what I like to live mine by, and what I like to get involved with it. So, you know, we've had some incredible stories just onboarding people. We had a woman who in 2018 scraped together 2,000, actually borrowed 500 against it, put it in, got distracted because of the pandemic. She forgot basically about it, heard about crypto again, went and checked her wallet, over $60,000 sitting in her wallet from a few $1,000s. And she had just drawn her last $8,000 from her savings in order to live on, because she hasn't been able to work since the pandemic happened. Another woman who had gotten into a bad project, she had put $4,000 in, used 2 of it for the bad project, lost all of it, had $2,000 sitting there for the last 3 years. Hears about this project, goes in her wallet, over $24,000 sitting in her wallet. These are real examples, guys. This is not, I mean, people that have really gotten into crypto, held on to it for a few years in a good project, and it made amazing. One of the biggest ones is a gentleman in 2013 somehow went to Walmart and did something at Walmart to get 1 Bitcoin back in 2013. He forgets about it. Hears on a call about us talking about cryptocurrency. Calls Corey and says, Corey, can you help me find, because I think I have some crypto. Digs up the receipt. That's all he has, a Walmart receipt with some numbers on it. Corey goes on a 3-week expedition to find his wallet, to figure out how to get in his wallet. Over $60,000 from $113.
Nice.
Here 8 years later. Going to make a tremendous difference in his life, right? Wow. These are real stories, people, that have gotten into crypto and did it. We're going to have those same stories here. All of our projects are early. All of our projects are at, you know, low market caps compared to where they can be as we lay out these. As again, my business philosophy: find big problems, lots of people have, solve those problems better than anybody else, and you will and can create fortunes. And that's exactly what we've done with these projects. We're solving problems for what is right now. The total number of people right now estimated on the planet that at least own some crypto right now is only about 200 million people. Most of those people own it through a PayPal or through some of the simple ones. They're not really in crypto. They just have a little bit of crypto, right?
Right.
That means that in the next few years, billions of people are going to come into crypto. And if you look behind me on the TruBadger, TruBadger is the top of a lighthouse. So lighthouses were used to guide ships from danger to the shore. The light behind TruBadger is the light in the crypto space to guide you to great projects that you can get behind, not have to worry about. I got to tell you guys, trading cryptocurrency is stressful. It is, right. I mean, it's like, oh my goodness, I just want to buy and hold and watch it grow. And you can only do that by getting into good projects. So again, when it's right for you, come on board. We are an opportunity creating. The Nexus ecosystem creates opportunity. It's going to create opportunity in January. It's going to create opportunity in February, in March, and in April. Of course, the sooner you get involved, the better chance you have of getting involved in more projects and hitting that. But that's really, you know, make sure it's a time when you feel comfortable with it and you're ready to go. And our onboarding is something that's permanent. It's not a temporary thing that we're doing just to get things going. We believe in helping people get into this space as easy as possible and making it where they don't have to go through. At some point, it's going to get easy to get into, and that's when the billions are going to come in of people. And that's when you want to already be positioned and already put yourself in a place. Until that point, though, we'll be keeping onboarding people and bringing them into the crypto world.
Beautiful. Well, I look back 20 plus years ago, and I think of value of somebody suggesting to me to just read that simple book, Think and Grow Rich. Okay. And I think of the value of that today and what the value that brought to my life. When I look at this project, when I was 100% blessed by Sarah Warren to say, Tom, would you get on here with me? You know crypto just a little more than she knows a lot more than she gives credit for, but she says, would you get on here with me? I see value here that 8 years ago, I wish I would have had. I have run into many of the problems that you've solved. I have seen the pump and dump. I have been hacked twice. I have, but by great projects like you're putting out, the value that somebody being on here today, that's why I got so excited, guys, to share with you. Hey, for one, we got to diversify. Sarah is thinking the same thing. Rusty's thinking the same thing. Everybody, we got to diversify in life in this day and age. Also, most millionaires have multiple streams of income coming in. We know that. But the value here is a safe place to land, and a value that I believe will give you the same type of feeling or thought of me thinking back on how many times I've marked up the book Think and Grow Rich. And so, Peter, I want to thank you guys for your time. I don't know if you want to try to take a question or two, but everybody, please get back with the people that got you on here. And it looks like that Miss Jans does have, do you guys have just another minute or two?
Yeah, Ben, yeah, as much time as you guys need. We're here to answer questions. So if we can answer some questions, that's perfect.
Okay, Jan, ask away.
Yeah, I was just wondering, to buy into the TruBadger, do we have to have crypto to buy in, or do we give you cash? USD?
Yeah, no, you will have to acquire crypto. Our onboarding system, though, will help you get to that point in the easiest way possible. So that's what we created, the onboarding system. You can go through there. And I got to tell you, there hasn't been anybody, some have been more difficult than others, but there hasn't been anybody we haven't been able to get into crypto and make it happen for them. So some have taken a little longer, some have been a little shorter, but we've gotten everybody through that process at some point in time.
And
Thank
Jan,
you.
if me and Sarah could get through the process, anybody can.
Well, that's what I figured, Thomas.
She agreed
That's
with you,
funny.
Thomas. She knows you well.
Hey,
huh?
actually, it was easier for me than him. So yeah.
yeah, you know. Anybody else? Some are in the crypto space already, some are not, some have tiptoed in. Some like I know a friend of mine is on here from up in Vail that has never dabbled this way. Here, somebody can dip their toe or expand their horizon. And in the process, we're going to expand our community. We're going to see a lot of lives touched, and they're not going to have to go through some of the growing pains that a lot of us have in this industry. And I love it. I can't tell you, man, Peter, I can't tell you, and I'll bet you Rusty feels the same way, but to know that I'm sharing something with somebody and I'm not making any money off of you directly, it's a good feeling. I haven't felt that way in 25 years of network marketing. And to know that I'm just rising the ships with you, and that we're building a community together that we all participate in, and that by Sarah throwing this Zoom with me as the big mouth on it, that we get to enjoy watching all of us do that together and all win together, because we've all gotten in things together. Rusty has people on here, Jody has people. We've all gotten in things together that we've won in, but now some people don't have avenues to win more in, or to set that, what my Bible says, generational wealth. And I'm going after that here with all of you. I thank you, Peter. I thank you, Corey. I thank you, Rusty, for loving Sarah Warren. We all love Sarah Warren. And my new friend, Jody, I'll call you in about 3 hours. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Oh boy. But guys, get back with any one of us. You have the way to get in, buy a little bit of token, ask questions, and then we'll start WhatsApp. I'll have Andrea start a WhatsApp stream for this for anybody. And then they already have on the onboarding process, they're going to take you to a stream already on Telegram and stuff. And just make sure that you're hearing from the company on that Telegram stream. It's really important. Telegram can, especially in the crypto space, can get a little tricky. So make sure you're hearing from the company, and they'll teach you ways to make sure of that and all. Peter, Corey, anything else?
No, that's good. We're good. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
God bless you all. Everybody have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
Merry Christmas,
Christmas.
everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays,
Merry
guys.
Christmas.
We'll do it again and we'll let you know when.
God bless everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bless.
Merry
I
Christmas,
love you
Andrea
guys.
Thomas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you all.